Well, good afternoon, good early evening, Trimaran lovers, multi-hull lunatics. Welcome to the channel. And in this week's update, I'm just going to get straight into it. I think I've been chatting a little bit too much and getting a little too philosophical, so let's just get straight into things. Everything's been going awesome. We've got a lot of non-skidding done, and the boat's really coming back together fast. Yeah, we've done all the aft deck area here now. This has been all non-skidded. Down the transom as well. Let's just have a look at that. It looks unreal. Yeah, really happy with it. It's a really nice light colour, and the beads and the non-skid are just working out beautifully. So could not be happier. And have a look at this back step. Now we've actually got a back step. It's it's brilliant. This is just going to be such a nice area now to get in and out of the tender, to have the swim off the back of the boat. Yeah, we've still got to put the step in. I've got to put the quadrant and the turning blocks for the steering and everything. But the majority of stuff is done back here. We've got to put in a connection there as well for the hose. We've got the carbon posts in. That one's the radar, and then on port side over here we've got the Starlink. So they're just sitting there at the moment, but we'll fit them over the next few days as well. Boat's really starting to come together fast now. This is, the last of it. So everything just does, it comes together really quick. We're focusing on big jobs. The main big job at the moment is getting these decks done. Chloe and I have been hammering them out over the last week. And we've got that port chain plate over there is being worked on at the moment. That's ready to be the last of the fairing, and it just needs a little bit of PPG, and then it'll be ready for we're just going to spray the back of the beam there, top coat it, and we've sprayed the transom. It came up okay. And pretty happy with it. We'll give it all a buff and a polish. It's got a couple of runs here and there, and but nothing that we can't polish out. And then we'll polish in the join from the new paint to the old paint. But hatches, got the hatches back from my dad, and they look awesome. Yeah, they're looking unreal. Yeah, really, really stoked. Very lucky that the old man's fixed them up, so they're going to look like new. But we're just blowing away. The boat's really looking great. We non-skidded this starboard armour today, and you can see all the non-skid beads. These are the medium, but you can see they're very fine. It's like super fine sand. Like the sort of sand that you get at Whitehaven Beach in the Whitsunday is really fine. And really happy with this method. It's working out really well. And what's nice is it's quite easy to do once you've got the technique down. It's very easy. Just roll on your first coat of grey and then spray the beads on. And it's really good. I get Chloe to look back so she can see the reflection off the gloss. And then I just spray back and forwards gently until we have an even coating, until there's no more gloss. And then you leave it for a couple of hours, you let it dry off, tack off, and then you apply a second coat. So super simple, super easy. We've got the cockpit and just the forward main hull to do. You can see the windows, we've got the covers off the windows. The fixed tech has been on for a week now, so it's plenty of time for it to dry. We've had a heater on the inside as well, which has kept the cabin warm. But dry fitted the organiser, the jammer and the winches the other day. And cut out holes and did a little decor for where the electric winch will be. We're going to have an electric winch on port and one on starboard. And put in a solid fiberglass block there. That's a 16mm fiberglass block, and the jammers are going to mount on top of that. We'll bring the Nonskid down and do a nice radius here, and then just have a little non-skid patch here and the bank of jammers there. The bimini awning or the clears will come down here, and then it'll run across the top of the jammers, and then it'll come down, and I'll just have some shock cord with clips, and this edge of the clears will have a batten in it, and the batten will just attach to the nets with some shock cord. So when you don't want it on, you just undo the clips and roll the batten up, and then we'll figure out some straps and a way for it to fasten up. So that'll keep the cockpit nice and dry. But just so stoked with the way it's all coming together. Yeah, really stoked. Put in these fiberglass plates. We've top coated them as well, so there'll be a nice border around those, and then there'll be the organisers on top. Yeah, holes are cut for everything. Also, the holes are cut for the sheeting point of the genoa, and then these two little holes in decor here there'll be a little Harkin organiser that goes there just to keep the lines organised as they run down the side deck. All taped up here and ready to go. So this area over the next few days is going to get non-skidded, and then we're going to just have the beams to do. We're going to do the beams last. Obviously just waiting till we finish off those preventer attachment points. But yeah, we did the this is the port. We did this yesterday, and yeah, just super happy with the way it's come up. Yeah, it's come up really nice, really nice. Very happy with the way the non-skid has come up. Yeah, it does. It looks great. It's got a really nice grip to it. Feels like about probably about a 120 or an 80 grit sandpaper. Yeah, really nice. Same here with the base plate for the jammers. Put in the this is the two jammers here. This is the board, the centre board up and down lines. So one will run through each jammer, and then here there'll be a little block on a rope loop, and they'll come out of the jammer. And then it'll just go to the winch on either side of the cockpit, depending upon which winch is free. You've got a choice of 4 winches. They can run across to any of the winches now. This is some of the core. This is the balsa core from where I took a big chunk out from the winch, and you can see it's quite thick. The reason it looks so thick, I'm not sure how well you can see there, but the reason it looks so thick is because you've got the base plate for the winch. So you've got that base plate there, so that adds a few millimetres. But yeah, that's a 20 millimetre core, 2 centimetres, and then you've probably got about 4 or 5 mil of glass on each side of the core. These are going to be the backing plates for underneath the clutches or jammers. This will go underneath here and create a backing plate. We'll glue that up underneath. And there's another one for the port side. Man, look at that sky. Look at that sunset. These are the cores for the sheeting points, the staysail and the Genoa sheeting points. So you can see there's a bit of green bog on top of one of them. And yeah, they're all the same. You can see same thickness, 20 mil. The only difference is this doesn't have the added base plate on top. It's just a core through the deck. These are all the old base plates that we took off from the old jammers and everything. Now we'll go inside and have a little look what's been going on in here. It's a little bit dark, but we got all the painting done. And yeah, everything's painted. Really, really stoked. These are our organisers. They're huge. They are a monstrosity. But to take the loads that we can have on the main halyard and on the staysail and Genoa sheets, you need to have something that can handle a couple of 1,000 kilos. So they're the size. You got the stove in and got all the cupboard doors and drawers back in the galley. And then, yeah, there's a lot of towels down here because the floor's been non-skidded. So we just don't want to walk on it yet until the boat's out of the shed and in the yard. We just want to keep towels down just to keep everything clean. These are the new lines for the up and down line. You can see we will make one. The red one will be down and the green one will be up. So pretty easy. In the forward head, I think it's a little bit too dark for me to go in here. Yeah, it is. But anyway, forward head's all done and cupboards and everything are back in here as well. Oh, that's really cool. I think maybe that light's on now. But yeah, so next week we will be cleaning the boat and moving everything back on board slowly. We'll have this non-skid done. We'll have this non-skid done over the next couple of days, and also the main hull and the forward beams. So by next week's video, we should be cranking. And yeah, we should be, I would say, by the first week of July, we'll be looking at, just cleaning everything up. And then hopefully first or second week of July, we will come out of the shed. We've got all this area taped up today. I've just had some socks on so that we don't leave marks, showing high traffic areas. We'll just wear socks. But let's go downstairs and have a little look at what's going on down here. Not a huge amount. Main thing is that focusing on the decks, getting all of that done. But yeah, board's been copper coated and burnished. So you can see I've sanded that back. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's been sanded back, exposing the copper. And I'll get that ready to put up inside the slot. I just need to throw a little bit of anti-foul up there and then we will stick the board in there. The Bimini, or the Dodger, the hard top, has had a screed over it, and tomorrow that's going to get sanded. But that won't take much at all. That'll be a fairly easy process because it's a big flat surface. It's just fairing in this little cove here, but the cove's nice, so it should be pretty easy. Chloe and I went up to my mum and dad's last week and picked up the engine and all the hatches. And then this here's the rudder, and that's been burnished. And it's ready to go back in the boat, but that won't be going back in the boat until we get lifted up. And then I'll put it back in. But here's the engine. The air filter just sitting on top, but yeah, the engine's just looking fantastic. New pipes. I've got a new starter motor there to stick on it as well. We'll keep the old one as a spare, but yeah, all new pipes. And looking really schmeck. Look at that, even the gold lettering on the Yanmar. So pretty excited to get that in the boat, and we should have that in the boat hopefully over the next couple of weeks. It'll be I've just got to spend a couple of days, probably a good day or two down the engine room. And I've just got to, put in some piping for the cooling, sea strainer, fuel filter, and the water maker. So a couple of days in the engine room, and then we should have that. Back in the engine room. Yeah. So that's pretty much it, guys. You see we've sprayed the bow. So the bow got sprayed as well. We just need to sand the edge and feather them in and then polish it. Al's been a great help. he's been doing all the little patches. So he's sprayed in, I don't know if you can see that, but he's sprayed the gloss in. We've just got to blend it in by polishing. So the plan is to polish the whole boat and just try and take off the oxidised paint. And this is the Allcraft 2000, so it should polish up okay. But it has been a bit thin in areas, like on these quarters, the paint was very thin. So we painted the quarter, both quarters, and we just need to blend them in, polishing. But yeah, he did these as well the other day. Painted those in, and yeah, we just got to polish them in. There's a little bit of dust there as well, so we'll remove that with the polish. But yeah, pretty happy the way everything's coming up. He's yeah, you can see the port or starboard side of the bow there, sorry, that's all been painted too. So the bow's looking fantastic. Really nice not to have such an ugly stem. You know, there was screw holes and it was grey and there was, you know, stainless plate hanging off, and oh, she's just looking so much nicer now without all the clutter and the crap. And then yeah, ours PPG, this has just got to be that little repair on the side. It's just got to be sanded, and the same, the one on the port side of the port armour. It just needs to be sanded and then top coated. That's this little repair that was done here. Yeah, just got to sand the PPG in and then top coat it. That's it. Really, yeah, we're kicking goals. Feels really good. I just flushed out the water maker. You can see we've got the hose here going into the boat, and it goes up and then it connects to the water maker. They've got water here that's rainwater. It's taken off the roof, so there's no fluoride or anything in the water, chlorine or anything. So we yeah, just use the rainwater to flush the water maker. So that hose is connected to one end, the high pressure pump, and then we just run this every week. It just saves us pickling the water maker. It means if we freshwater flush it once a week, it just keeps the membrane nice and healthy and saves us pickling it. But yeah, super stoked. There's any leftover copper coat, I just threw it on the side here, you know, some of these thinner patches, just to build up the copper coat epoxy a little bit. But yeah, have a look at her. Will not be long now before we are, I know it seems like it's a long way away, but it's not. We're talking weeks. It really is just a matter of weeks, and this old girl will be getting rolled out of the shed, I'd say, in the next 3 weeks. So really excited and really stoked. We've got to do board in, engine in, finish off painting, and then move all our crap on board. We'll get the boat out of the shed. I'll move back on board the boat and finish the boat out in the yard there where the air's a bit fresher. It's quite toxic in here. A lot of chemicals we've got over there. It is a very toxic environment. It's probably one of the worst things about doing the refit. But it's just, you know, as they say, nothing in life is free. But you got to try and look after your health as much as you can. So that's why we wear the masks, you know, pretty much the whole time we're in the shed. And it's why we feel it's imperative to get the boat out of the shed into a little bit fresher air and, yeah, tidy everything up, and then I'll put the boat back together out there. Chloe's going to fly to Italy. She hasn't been home to see her family and friends in a couple of years, so next weekend she'll fly to Italy, and I'll spend a month just putting the boat back together, launch it, and then hopefully my plan is to sail north with my mum and dad. They took me sailing as a kid, and I lived on a boat as a kid, and that's how I was introduced to the water. Thankfully, my dad had a midlife crisis when he was in his 40s. We bought a boat and we went sailing, so I'd really like to return the favour. I'd really like to take my mum and dad sailing, so that's the plan. Get the old girl in the water and take them for a blast up the coast. We'll see how we go. Anyway, folks, thanks for sticking with us for another update. And we send you our best wishes. And thank you very much for all your comments, and thanks for following along. And stay tuned. Next week we'll have an awesome update. This boat's going to look unreal. We're going to have the hatches on, the panels will be back on, all the tape will be removed, the cockpit's going to be finished. We'll have, it's just really going to come together fast. So yeah, stay tuned next week. Big update. Have a great weekend, and all the best from Chloe and I and Spirit. Cheers, everyone.